New Orleans, of course, as everybody knows, is one of the few big cities in the United States that was predominantly Roman Catholic, really up until today. The cemeteries were Catholic cemeteries. There were sections set aside for Protestants, for Jews, and for people who had no religion. Even today, you still see in the cemeteries, there's still that feeling of the sort of medieval look of the statuary, the medieval look of the tombs. What we admire today is not a flat field with brass plaques on it. We admire something that's much more like a cathedral. A lot of people ask the question, why should New Orleanians care about the cemetery thefts if it's not your family, if it's not the angel off your grandfather's tomb? But those cemeteries aren't really just private tombs for people. They're part of the city and they're part of our history.
We'll have several thousand people come to the cemetery, still respect for the dead and still respect for their ancestors and the belief that this is the way it ought to be.
Really, the people who've taken those things away are like people who would steal the pennies off a dead man's eyes.
It's shocking, really. It's shocking that anybody would pillage something like our cemeteries. It's shocking that they would do that to us. You know, because it's all of us. It's the dead who are part of us. It's the living that are part of us.
It's our city and it's our cemeteries.
The detectives will tell you that grave robbing goes back to the time of the pharaohs. Simple greed has robbed the tombs of princes and paupers alike. But the detectives also say that the thefts here in New Orleans didn't really begin until just a few years ago. And now that we know about it, we can stop it.
Well, after this investigation, you know, I don't think there is luck or coincidence anymore. I think everything's done for a reason, almost like this is grand puppeteer, and I call it divine intervention. You know? You can call it whatever you like, but there's somebody up there that's, this case went a little bit too easy, and they handed us stuff on a silver platter, just too much. Too many things fell together at the exact time, and the case went really well. A lot of goods come out of it. It's a very rare chance that you ever get to do anything. As a police officer, you see a lot of bad stuff all the day long, you know, and when you get to do something nice for somebody, it really makes you feel kind of good.
For 2 centuries, our cemeteries have been places to honor the dead and console the living. Now, on the eve of a new century, on All Saints' Day, it is the dead who cry out to the living for justice.